So this reminds me of what Dr. James said to me during my first consult. I said to him, I'm still upset about this whole thing. I'm such a healthy person. How could this happen to me? Like, I swim, I bike, I do yoga, I run, I'm outdoors, I'm like a pseudo-vegetarian, I do all this stuff. And then he said to me, Devorah, that stuff hasn't changed. And that stuff is still important. Mm. You're going to go into this healthy and you're going to go out of this healthy. Mm. You just won't have your breasts, but you'll still be a healthy person. One thing has nothing to do with the other. And so that's my point. And my point is that we go into this experience that's horrible. And many women have it a lot worse. Oh, yeah. So, right? They go into it and it's just completely horrible and devastating. But they go into it with their person and they leave it with their person. And that's an empowering thought. Because if you go in with what you have and you leave with what you have, and I'm not talking physical breasts now, because we all know that that's what's that's what's leaving us. That's an amazing thought. It's very, I think it's humbling, but it's also very empowering because we still have the person we are. And we want women to be so well equipped when they go to their consults that they know that they're going to be making a decision that is based on the person they are and not the person the surgeon wants them to be, or, their loved one wants them to be, or society, the amorphous society wants them to be. So let's see. I wanted to branch this out because I know we were talking about not putting on a shirt and our mission. And I went through all various points, but one very important point is our allyships with other organizations who do amazing work in the breast cancer field. We have recently formed an allyship with Tiger Lily and also with Touch BBCA, which is Black Breast Cancer Alliance. And we're very proud of that because it is helping us share what we know and what we have with other women, and empowering them and allowing them to make their own decisions, where maybe they would not have had this contact with these ideas and with these resources. And that's what we want to do. We want to share all these resources and touch the lives of all women, so all women are on the same playing field, because at the end of the day, the big problem is that we're not on the same playing field, and it is far from being level, and that has to end. So all of this mind bloom is going into that. And so I'm very proud that I am affiliated with Not Putting on a Shirt. Yeah. And that I'm taking my mind bloom. I keep going back to that, and I'm sharing it with others, because while it's mine, it's not mine exclusively. It's for everybody to have. It's sort of like the planet, So
no, I am. Yeah. I am very thankful that I ran into you, into Not Putting on a Shirt, and into you in particular.
You haven't ran into me, actually.
But the organization Not Putting on a Shirt is so much more than advocating for aesthetic flat closure, even though, that alone is tremendous. But for me, it's also, the feminist roots that it has, or it just even the defense of the individual, because it does not necessarily have to be a woman in this position.
Absolutely.
Right. And then it's the medical disparities that exist in this country. So also you also touch upon social issues and concerns. It's so broad, it's so layered, and it just teaches so much. I really recommend everyone that listens to Mind Bloom to go check you out on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
I think we are, but you have to ask Kim about that. She's the Twitter department.
Okay.
I'm for the Instagram department.
I'll look you up. I love Twitter, but I will leave links for to all of these sites in the show notes. But it's, for me, it was eye-opening. Like I said, I always had that idea in my mind. Like, I'm not going to go through multiple surgeries. If I ever have to do a double mastectomy, I'm not going to go through. Who cares about whatever I have on here? But these were just my very private and middle of the night thoughts. And for real, middle of the night.
Middle of the night sounds
panic attack thoughts. And it was all intuitively, it was always the flat that I had in my mind. But again, like I said, I did not have a name for it. It existed. I did not know it was an option.
Right.
Or let me actually put it another way. I did not know it was not an option, or it was so difficult to become an option, or that it could be denied.
Correct. And so that's really the bottom line for me and for my colleagues, is that we're pro-choice.
Exactly.
It's not about, we're not here to convince people to go flat. Mm-hmm. We're here to make sure that a woman's choice is respected and that her choice is supported by full and fair disclosure, so she can give her informed consent. So she, at the end of the day, after reviewing all the facts that the surgeon has shared with her, all the relevant facts, she can say, this is what I want. Mm-hmm. This is going to be good for me. And that's the bottom line. It's what is good for a woman and her life and her person. And the empowerment comes from allowing her to make her own decision based on all of the information. Anything less than that is totally unacceptable. So I don't want folks to think that I'm pushing flat on anybody. Mm-hmm. I'm enthusiastic about me being flat because I love it for me. Mm-hmm. Don't have to wear a bra anymore. I mean, I could just throw on a shirt. Mm-hmm. I feel like we joke about, hashtags. So we joke about, the hashtag 7 again. I think it's 5 again for me, or maybe 3 again. And that's the point. The point is to feel good in your person. So I don't know if you want to segue to the sourdough, because there is.
That's where I was going. I think I could just go and you just.
You could probably go out and have a bite. Take a shower, make some phone calls. I might still be here talking. Like, this literally not showing up.
I love it. I'm just gonna go walk my dog real quick, and you carry on.
Seriously, this is why oral arguments in my business are limited to 15 minutes, because they know that there are people like me. We're going to go on forever without limitations.
No, but you took the words out of my mouth. Talking about puns again and sourdough. We saved the best for last. This whole talk about flat closure, aesthetic flat closure, mastectomies, DCIS. No, this is just a cover up, guys. We only want to talk about sourdough bread.
That's right. This is definitely a cover up. It was just meant to, distract you all.
And it's lunchtime. So what do we have today, Devorah?
Well, today actually we don't have anything. I have to, after this interview, I am going to refresh my starter.